Hour number 3, what is it, Tuesday, October 29th, almost to November. Holy smokes, Prater, we're a few weeks away from Thanksgiving. We got a big game, Boise State, Friday night. We will be on location right outside the ticket office. That's what, the southwest side of the stadium, Prater? And
just the west side.
Okay, west side, right there by the ticket office. And for the first time ever, Idaho Sports Talk before a Boise State game right outside the stadium. We have Ashton Genty stickers, and we have Boise State tickets to register to win for the following week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a lot of fun on Friday. It is kind of a historic. We've had 3 or 4 big historic moments on Idaho Sports Talk this week, or this football season. So we're kind of taking this show to a whole nother level and trying to capture the attention of what's going on with Boise State. And come by. We're going to try to give away 200 Ashton Genty stickers on Friday. We think we can do it. You guys come by and say hi, shake our hands, say hello, bring us some food because we're going to be starving because we're going to miss dinner. We're doing this for you.
Yes, the media pregame meal will most likely be done by the time me and Prater get up there because the game starts at 6. We end Idaho Sports Talk right around 6. So we've already had one person say they're going to bring some food from their tailgate. Maybe we can get a couple others here, and we'll have Genty stickers, and at least they won't leave without anything, Prater.
We'll trade stickers for ribs.
Hell yeah. Appreciate it. Yes, let's do this. Prater, 4th down.
Yes, sir.
We've talked a lot about this because Boise State right now is one of the best teams in America on 4th down.
9th.
They are 9th in America. They are 9 for 11 on the season, and they have 9 consecutive 4th down conversions. They started the year 0-2 against Georgia Southern. They haven't failed to convert a 4th down conversion since.
Including 4 for 4 against UNLV, 2 of them for touchdowns.
And probably won you the game against UNLV. We wanted to ask our listeners, football fans, about 4th down. Do you want your coach to go with his gut or strictly on analytics and completely eliminate the emotion and the ebb and flow of that game and have a chart and have a system? If you get the right down, distance, time on the clock, quarter, everything that you factor in, you already have it predetermined. We go for it in these situations. We don't go for it in those situations. You by no means let your emotion of that game creep into that decision. Some coaches say they like their gut. Some coaches say they're strictly by the book, Michael Forrest Prater.
We did a little bit of this at 3:15. Now we're going to dive a little bit deeper. We're going to hear from Spencer Danielson, Dirk Cutter right now and kind of figure out what their mind is. And it's kind of funny, Dirk Cutter making the switch from gut feeling to analytics, how Spencer Danielson certainly deals with it. Let's start this sucker, throwing out some Spencer Danielson stuff. This is from yesterday's press conference, just general. We're going to dive into the details, but this is just Spencer Danielson. In general, what's your plan on 4th down situations?
Try and go in every game, and every game is different. Every game is different on, okay, where are situations that we're going to go for it? What are those parameters? If it's 4th and 1, 2, whatever, where is it out on the field? And that is my job as head coach, to go in with a plan. And obviously, just like anything, plans can change depending how a game's going, good or bad. And I've got to do a really good job evolving with it. But the testament goes to our players and the plan put together from Coach Cutter and our staff. I mean, the easy part is on me. Hey, we're going for it. That's easy. The hard part is going out there and executing. 4 for 4 on 4th down in that game. Monster plays in the game. And as our players going out there and execute, I mean, one of the catches that Matt Lauder had on the corner route on 4th and 2, I mean, big time catch. He's getting draped all over by the defender, makes the catch. I mean, there's multiple plays in that game on 4th down that if you don't get those, we don't execute, who knows how that game turns out. And so all the credit goes to our players and the plan put together by Coach Cutter and our O staff and having the confidence to be able to go out there and execute 4th down.
How do you guys feel about Boise State and 4th down this season? Obviously pretty good. I mean, are you for it most times you see and you watch these games? You say, oh, they're going for it again on 4th down. Would you want your coach to make these critical 4th down calls? Would you like him to do it with a little bit of gut feeling? Play it by ear. How's the game going? Well, what are we going to make it? Or is it analytical 100%? In this certain situation, we go for it. In that certain situation, we don't. What would you prefer at 208-424-9300? Spencer Danielson prefers aggression, being aggressive, even when it comes to 4th downs.
My personality, who I am, is that, I'm high energy, intense, passionate all the time, and I want to be on the attack. I want when a team plays us to feel like they are being attacked, not trying to survive. Like I want all three phases. They're going to get our best. And that's no different for me as a head coach, to our coordinators, to our coaches. And so even from January now, working through the plan, working through situational football in regards to end of half, end of game, fourth down, when to go for it. A lot of these special situations we work through a lot so that when you're in them, you're ready for these moments. And a lot of it comes from, there's a lot of times that I have not done a good job in these situations. So I've needed to learn and grow. And I'm excited where we're growing too. But a lot of it, like I said, the easy part is me saying we're going for it here. The execution is on our offensive staff and our players executing it in these critical moments. And on the flip side, our defense had a huge fourth down stop in the game. So it goes both ways. And you look at college football, fourth downs are way higher than they've ever been. Yes, due to analytics. And guys use that as a frame of reference. Some guys stick to the book no matter what. I'm a blend. I use the book as a frame of reference, and I do a lot of, going through it a lot throughout the week. But when I go in the game, this is where I feel, and I make sure the coordinators know, hey, guys, this is us. And I make sure our team knows, hey, fellas, if we get to this, you know what the call is. We're going for it. Like, end of story, you don't even need to look. So our guys know the confidence and the edge we're playing with so that they can stay in rhythm.
All right, I think Spencer Danielson was pretty clear right there in terms of how he handles it. So let's take that comment about gut feeling and analytics and dive just a little bit deeper into Spencer Danielson's psyche. Which one is he, gut feeling or analytics?
I'd say both. We definitely work with analytics, and it gives me a really good frame of reference. But I got to evolve through the game. There's a lot of gut situations. I use the analytics as a frame of reference. Okay, what are the analytics saying here? And then what is going on in this game? Where's the momentum at? What was my plan going into the game in regards to these situations and when to go for it? So it's both, Johnny. It's using the book, the analytics, but also it's a gut feel. Because at the end of the day, however it goes, good or bad, it's all on me, and I got to be good with those decisions.
I just looked up last year's stats because Boise State's 9th and 4th down conversion this year. You know where they were last year? You know where they finished last year in the national ranking of 133 teams in 4th down conversions?
62.
Second. 77%, right behind Minnesota, which was 81%. And I just looked at some NFL stats. The NFL average is right around 50 to 60%. Barely. That's between 50 and 60%. So Boise State going back to even last year.
So they're terrific on fourth down.
They're terrific on fourth down. We should probably look into this a little bit deeper. I didn't realize they were second last year.
I didn't realize that. So they were second in total fourth down conversions made last year.
Yeah, 81.8%. They converted only 9 of 11 last year.
Okay. That's what they were. So they've done that this year.
That's exactly where they are this year.
That's exactly where they are last year.
So he's going for it. He's doubling down on going for it. He's going to, he's doing twice as many.
Think about this. Boise State has converted on 18 of its last 22 fourth down attempts. That is ridiculous.
Ball game. That's good. That's good math on the radio.
What the hell? Yeah. Thank you. And that's nuts, man. Well, again, what do you want your coach to have? Emotion or analytics? You can call us too, JP. Open it up. Call 208-424-9300. You're hearing Spencer Danielson right now. You watch football. Yeah, we watch football. Your teams you like. Do you want that coach that plays with emotion and gut feeling, or, hey, this is fourth down. You want an analytical approach, and they call it the book, and you live and you go by the book. Michael Prater. Spencer Danielson talked about his role. I'm sorry, this is Dirk Cutter now, I think. We're getting on. This is Dirk Cutter, JP. Dirk Cutter talked about Coach D's role in calling for the green light on fourth down.
Well, Coach D, that's Coach D. Coach D's, he's working his analytics, and him and Dimitri got their Encyclopedia Britannica book out there that they're looking in. We go over all those situations, and Coach D's been doing a great job of letting me know at the start of a drive, mid-drive. He's always telling me what the go number is. So, I'll be honest, I'm scared to death every time it's fourth down, but that's football. That's what we live in these days. It's an analytics world, and Coach D's handling it great.
Ballgame, the one common denominator, if we are going back to last year, now I'm just really baffled. And that 18 of 22, the last fourth down conversions. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
And last year,
how'd they lose all those games last year?
Yeah, and offensive coordinators here and switching offenses and all this nonsense that was going on with this offense last year. Is this a Spencer Danielson thing?
Or it's an Ashton Genty thing? It's like every question you have with Boise State football, the answer could be Ashton Genty.
I can't speak for the previous 5 that they converted, but he had nothing to do with the UNLV 4. It was 2 Matt Lauer passes and 2 Maddox Madsen runs, I believe.
Yeah, just the fact that he's out there, though, changes the defense's mentality.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't know if I buy that solely as the reason why. I think there's some kind of mentality with Danielson.
Absolutely, but he was only on the gig 4 games last year. How many of those were Avalos? We're going to have to pick that apart a little bit. But yes, Boise State in the last 2 years has converted on 18 of its last 22 fourth down attempts. That's like Philly push tush. I'm sorry. Is that what they called it? The tush push.
Yes.
That's like the Philly play where they're converting on it so many times. Like anytime you get 4th and short on those odds, you go for it every single time.
Dirk Cutter better go for it on 4th down every single time from here on out, as long as it's under like 30 yards. 4th and 29, go for it, Dirk.
He doesn't feel that way. Dirk Cutter talking yesterday about learning to embrace the book.
I've come to like it more. I used to hate it. I hate it that you guys know all about it now, because then everybody says, well, the book said, and the announcers say it, you guys say it. Like, if you guys knew what the book really said, the book is scary, man. The book is like, you hit the 50 and it's like, go for it on 4th and 12. And I'm going 4th and 12. You got like about a 15% chance to get that. So, I just think the days of doing it by the gut are pretty much over. And that's why Coach D's the head coach and the right guy for the job.
That's why Coach D's the head coach, and I am not.
He doesn't want to be the boss anymore. Dirk Cutter doesn't want that on his desk.
By the way, Ashton Genty did have a 4th down. It was 4th and goal in the one early in the 4th quarter. He scored a touchdown against UNLV. So he did have one roll. He did have one of them. It was 2 Maddox Madsen passes to Lauder, the Madsen rush up for 2 yards, and then the Genty 1-yard touchdown run. That was on 4th and goal.
Okay, that's 4th and goal. But gut or analytics? Text the Cloverdale Plumbing text line 208-424-9300. What do you prefer? The teams you root for, the coaches you follow? Do you prefer that they operate on a critical 4th down? You like them that they're going to go for their gut, depending on how the game is going? That might be how he makes that call, or the other way, an analytical approach. Like Dirk said, a lot of people aren't going for their gut as much anymore because they have so much information and analytics at their fingertips now, Prater. Sometimes it's easy just to let the computer make the decision for you.
Yeah, and I hate that part of it. I really do hate that part of it. That's the only part I hate. We had a caller earlier in the show, and he talked about the one thing that he just wanted to see was consistency in terms of your decision-making, gut or analytics. Just be consistent with the way you go. The one thing that I can't stand is the guy who's just so damn stubborn that he's going to follow the book. It's okay. It's okay. If you're playing third base and blackjack and at the table, it's okay every now and then to hit on 16 or 17.
Is it okay?
Well, I've seen fights. I've seen grown men fight over that thing before, and even blackjack can sometimes, you can have a gut feeling and it's not always going to work. But I like the guy or the gal or whoever who just doesn't always stick to the book. Sometimes you do have to believe in your gut.
And it can work. You said it can backfire.
Absolutely.
And it can backfire for the emotional guy. My gosh, look at Dan Campbell of the Detroit Lions. That big son of a biscuit, Prater. I mean, I'll never forgive him for that. In my opinion, it'll always be the Lions should have been in the Super Bowl last year.
Yep.
They didn't, because they have a stubborn, emotional coach who says, that's just how we play. We go for it. Even if it means kicking a gimme field goal there in the NFC Championship game that will take this from a 2-possession game to a 3-possession game in the 3rd quarter. Like, even when you have that analytical data in front of you, in this situation, kick the damn field goal. He didn't do that. He didn't do that twice. Both, then barely loses the game. So it can burn you both ways too. And you got the coach that's too emotional.
I think it's a great point. I love that point. And I need coaches to kind of think broader than that. And look at Dan Lanning, who got so much crap last year for going for it and not kicking field goals. That was early in the season last year. And it cost him football games, and maybe it cost him at the end of the season how it turned out. I think Dan Lanning has learned. He's young. I think he's got more of a broad approach. I don't think he's as stubborn maybe as Dan Campbell is. I think Dan Lanning has evolved to the point where he's kind of borderline cutter in terms of I'm starting to adopt and embrace this. Don't be so damn stubborn that you have your nose stuck in the book all the time.
I mean, Dan Lanning, they lost that game in Seattle last year because of the fourth down decisions. Had they just kicked the field goal, and again, hindsight's 2020. You look at the end of the game, dang it, we lost by 3 points. Well, we went for it on 3 4th and 1s, and we didn't get 2 of them. Okay, well, we just kicked those field goals. Keep texting us. We want your emotion on this. Do you want the emotion of a head coach on 4th down, or do you want to just keep it by the book? It's Tuesday, a week from tonight. You're going to get the very first CFP poll, the very first CFP bracket.
Right at this,
1 week.
Right at this exact time.
Right now, 1 week, you guys, an all-new poll. You don't care about the AP poll starting next week. There's one. The CFP, Boise State needs a win to stay in it. If the poll was released, if the bracket was released today, Prater and I are going to tell you what it would be and what we think it's going to be next week. It's our bracket revelation. We're doing it next on Prater in the Ballgame.
This is Ticket Traffic.
Report brought to you by St. Alphonsus, benefiting the